If I had to start a digital products business over completely from zero, if I lost my audience, my email list, my products, my entire ecosystem that I have now built, this is exactly what I would do to start from zero and make my first six figures in a year. If you're new here, my name is Courtney. I am just an average homeschooling mom of two who totally transformed my family's lives with very simple low ticket digital products. Went from zero to over $600,000 in just my first 2 years, and truly, I'm just getting started. Before I totally dive into this video, I want to give you a quick invite, not only to like and subscribe to me over here in my brand new YouTube channel, but also please come and hang out in the Digital Products Academy. This is truly the heartbeat to my business. This is my completely free beginner's course and community over on Skool. We've already helped over 7,000 people in there start and scale their digital products businesses, and I would love for you to come hang out with us over there. So let's get into it. If I lost everything, if I lost my audience, my email list, my Skool community, my content, everything, and I had to start over from zero, these are the steps that I would actually take now, knowing what I know now, to go build out a super successful digital products business in any niche, passion area, whatever that you want. And this isn't just theory. This is what I have come to as somebody who's tried it all online, especially with digital products. These are tried and true. This is what has worked for me, my one-on-one clients, the people in my community. These are the things that are working. The goal isn't to become rich, it's to gain momentum and start to build something that can pay you today, tomorrow, and 10 years down the road. The first thing I would do is I would pick one audience. This is one of the biggest mistakes that I see beginners make. They try to just talk to everybody. And it's very cliche at this point, but it is true. If you're trying to talk to everyone, you're actually going to talk to no one. You need to pick one audience: busy moms, homeschoolers, teachers, fitness coaches, dog owners, whatever. One segment of the population is who you need to be talking to. You want to be extremely helpful to us. It's better to be extremely helpful to 100 people than mildly interesting to 10,000 people, right? This is why you see these big accounts who have hundreds of thousands of followers who are making just content about anything they think of. They get a ton of followers and they don't make any money. You can have a really small account. I actually made my first six figures and I only had right over 1,000 followers. You need to be hyper specific about who you're talking to. The second thing that I would do is get into conversations with that subset of the population that you chose in the first thing, right? So if you chose dog owners, whatever you chose, right? You need to get into conversations in areas where those people are talking about things. This could be like Facebook groups, blogs, Reddit, school communities, and I would study what's going on in there. Listen, what questions are coming up again and again? What struggles are coming up again and again? What problems are people in that category continuing to talk about? Number 3, I would go create a really tiny digital product that solves that problem. You don't have to start with something big. You don't have to start with a community or a big course or a big membership or anything like that. Do not overwhelm yourself. I would start with something really small: a checklist, a template, a guide, a resource list, maybe a planner, something useful, something easy to create, and just something simple. The next thing I would do is create helpful content. This can be on anything. This can be on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, Threads, Substack, wherever you like to hang out. I would start creating content for that platform. Let's get clear. You do not need to dance on the table. You don't need to do crazy trends. You don't need to do any of these things unless you're really into that. The type of content that gets views is not necessarily the same type of content that attracts buyers. You want to talk about things like tutorials, the problem, the solution, questions, things that actually revolve around your product, right? Because the whole point of that content is to naturally lead people into your product. The next little tip I have for you here, if I was starting over, I would just hyper focus on one platform and really try to build momentum in one platform. Every type of platform is so different. Knowing what I know now, honestly, I think this was one of my biggest mistakes. When I started my business, I had never even been on Instagram, but the course and stuff like that I was going through just taught Instagram. They didn't teach anything else. So I really thought that was the only way. I was trying my best, right? I built basically my entire business over on Instagram, and I don't really love Instagram that much. I had never even made a reel prior to that. When I think about the type of content that I really like consuming, it's more stuff like this. I love consuming on YouTube, but I'm 2.5 years into my business and I'm just now starting YouTube. I really wish that I would have focused on the type of platforms that I really like consuming on rather than the one that I thought would be best for sales. And keep in mind, I obviously did do really well over on Instagram, but I think I could have done even better if I was having way more fun creating content. So, my advice to you on this topic is to pick one platform that you want to start your business with and make sure it's one that you really enjoy being on and you feel like you would enjoy creating content for that platform. Another thing that I would do is I would start collecting emails immediately. I, in 2 years, have grown my email list to about 17,000 people, which is huge. And one of the things that I love about emails is at the end of the day, even though we're building up these different social media platforms, we don't own them. So I personally know people who have grown, say, their Instagrams or something like that to tens of thousands of people, and then their accounts just get shut down. And if they don't have something they own, like an email list, you own that list, you don't own Instagram, you don't own TikTok, you still have a way to market your business. You still have a way to make money while you're rebuilding on the front end. But if you don't do that piece, if you don't work on creating an email list, or for me now, I really pour into my group. If you don't work on slowly building some type of thing that you own a little bit, I think that's a big mistake. So if I was starting over, I would definitely start with building my email list right away. Let's talk about the things that I would not do if I was starting over, because I definitely made a lot of mistakes. I would not buy 50 courses. I definitely bought so many courses. I consumed so many things at the beginning of my business. And I will say I am a little bit different than most people. I think a lot of people that purchase that many courses, they didn't even go through a fraction of them. I go through almost everything that I purchase. And I am continually trying to get them better. But I think there is this point where you come to where you don't need more information. You just need to implement and you need to get better yourself, right? Another thing I would not do if I was starting over was build fancy websites, fancier funnels, anything on Go High Level or anything like that, really. It's going to be a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of tech. It's just a lot, right? It's draining. I would just keep it very simple on something like StanStore or maybe even Beacons. That was definitely a mistake I made. I spent so much time learning funnel when none of that really matters. I've made way more on StanStore. And the last thing that I would not do is spend a ton of time planning or creating the product or anything like that. You should be able to come up with a plan in a day or two. You should be able to create your product in a weekend. Where you want to spend most of your time, especially at the beginning of your business, is building some type of audience. Because if you have a great product and never build an audience, you may as well not have a product at all. So because I am now on the other side where I have built out a pretty successful business from zero, and I made a lot of mistakes, I did some of the right things, some of the wrong things, these are the things that I would do if I had to start from total zero today. So many people think that they need more information, they need to be an expert, everything needs to be perfect, they need more tools, more money, more time, etc. And frankly, none of that is really true. I'll be totally honest, if you ditch 1 hour of Netflix or 1 hour of scrolling every single day and just start slowly building something out for yourself, your life could literally do a full 180. What you actually need is to take action and consistently get better every day. If you do those things, success is literally inevitable. So if you are someone who is thinking about starting a digital products business completely from scratch, I absolutely want to invite you into Digital Products Academy. This is my completely free beginner's course and community hosted over on School. We've already helped over 7,000 people start their digital products business, and I would love to help you as well. It's totally free. I have step-by-step trainings in here. You can chat with me and other like-minded entrepreneurs. I will have it linked right below this video. If I had to start over today, I would not be scared. Not because it's super easy, but because I've done it and I know the path that actually works now. And that is exactly what I hope that this channel helps you do. Find a path that is simple enough that you actually stick with it and find the success that you are dreaming of.